I hereby confess to my part in the murders of 6 people. 3 carried out by me alone, 3 carried out by myself and my brother while acting out a number of gruesome and perverted short stories I'd written. Brackets attached, close brackets. My most recent killing was that of my brother Michael. Yeah, thank you for that, Victorian. We'd never been able to pin that one on you. He held a pillow over his brother's head, blah, 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 to save him from the horror of torture and execution at the hands of his blah, blah, blah. Stuff about how much he loves his brother. Yeah, you definitely showed that. My most recent killing, prior to that, was of a little mute girl, about 3 days ago. I do not know her name. The little girl was.
The little girl was what?
It's the end of the page.
Write quicker!
Write quicker. Or is it write more quickly? Write quicker? Write more quickly.
It's right quicker.
It's right quicker then.
You're not doing your fucking exam! I'm sorry! Killed as we acted our story called The Little Jesus. Which one's the Little Jesus? I didn't see that one.
What?
He says they killed her like a story called The Little Jesus. Did you see that one?
Yes. I did. Where did you leave her body?
I've drawn a map. About 200 yards behind our house, in the Camanese forest, is a wishing well. Right there. The girl's buried. Alongside 2 others. 2 adults.
What 2 other people?
I'm getting to that.
Where are you up to?
She would wear a little beard and would go around in sandals.
Ariel, if you're reading a story to find out how a little child is murdered, wouldn't it be an idea to skip to the end of it?
Oh, right.
Like, skip to the bit about the crown of thorns? Or you could skip to the bit about the cat o' nine tails. Or you could skip to the bit about carrying a heavy wooden cross until her legs fucking buckled. Or you could just skip to the bit right after that. Right. I'm going to speak to the forensics boys. I'm going to get them to pick up the body.
Why does there have to be people like you? And I held him down as my brother will cut off his toes, acting out a story called The Tale of the Town on the River, attached. And I held her down as he will feed her a number of little figures made from apples with razor blades inside them, acting out a story called The Little Apple Man, attached. Do you really think we're not gonna burn every one of your stories the minute we kill you?
I've confessed to everything truthfully, just like I promised I would. And I believe you'll keep my story safe with my case files and not release them till 50 years after my death, just like you promised you would.
What makes you think we'll keep our word?
Because I believe, deep down, you're honourable men.
Deep down? Deep fucking down?
Could you get me off this, please? I'm just upset about my mother and father. Thank you.
You killed your mom and dad. This may seem a ridiculous question, but why?
There's a story in there called The Writer and the Writer's Brother. I don't know if you saw it.
I saw it.
Well, I'm against writing anything vaguely autobiographical. Because I believe people who write about what they know only write about what they know. Because they're too fucking stupid to make anything up. However, the writer and the writer's brother is the only one of my stories that isn't truly fiction.
Oh. How old was he when they started?
I was 7, he was 8.
How long did it go on for?
7 years.
And you heard it all these years?
I didn't know what it was at first, but in the end, yes.
And then you killed them.
I held a pillow over each of their heads and buried them behind the house next to the wishing well. I felt the wishing well was kind of apt. Anyway, that's where the mute girl's buried.
You know, your childhood could be used as a pretty decent defense in court. Well, it could if we wouldn't bypass all that car shit and shoot you in an hour.
I don't want you to bypass anything. I want you to keep your word to go ahead and kill me, but to keep my story safe.
What makes you think we keep our word?
I can trust you.
What makes you think you trust me?
I don't know, there's just something about you.
Oh, really? Well, I'll tell you what there is about me. There is an overwhelming and an all-pervading hatred. A hatred of people like you. Of people who will lay even the littlest finger on children. So kneel over down there, please. So I can connect you to this battery.
Come on, not again!
I said kneel down over here.
What is going on?
I'm about to connect you to this battery.
Jesus, what kept you?
We were talking.
What about?
Nothing.
Were you doing your, all-pervading hatred speech again?
Fuck you! Pardon me.
Ariel, that's the second time today that you have...
You! Kneel down over here. Already asked you politely.
And who was the first one who told you to kneel down, Ariel? Mummy or Daddy?
Fuck me!
I'm guessing Daddy, right?
You didn't go tell him all your dad shit, did you, Ariel?
No, Topos, you didn't go tell him all my dad shit.
Oh, shit.
You keep chipping away with all that shit, don't you? With all that problem childhood shit.
I don't keep chipping away with anything. You're the one that keeps bringing your problem childhood up.
I never said anything about my problem childhood. I would never use the phrase problem childhood to describe my childhood.
What phrase would you use then? A fucked by your dad to childhood? That isn't a phrase.
Would you like to give any further information to the prisoner, Topolsky?
Do you know what? I'm just tired of everyone round here using their shitty childhood to justify their own shitty behaviour. My dad was a violent alcoholic. Am I? Yeah, I am. That was my own personal choice, I freely admit it.
I would like to get back to torturing the prisoner now.
Get back to torturing the prisoner now, Ariel. You have kept him waiting ages.
You overstepped the mark today, Topolsky.
I am reading through the prisoner's confession, Ariel, to ensure that we have left no aspects of this case unaccounted for. I am doing my job. I'm not torturing a condemned fuckwit to satisfy my own sadist vengeance fantasies!
Way overstepped the mark.
Hurry up and torture the prisoner, please, Ariel. We have to shoot him in half an hour.
Where's your father now, Ariel?
Do not say a word, Topolsky. Do not say a word.
I'm not saying a word. I'm reading through his confession. I'm doing my job. Like I say.
Is he in prison?
And you shut your mouth also, pervert!
Oh, you what? You'll torture me and execute me? Is he in prison?
He's not in prison, no.
What did I just actually say?
You mean they never arrested him?
They couldn't arrest him.
Topolsky! It would be very bad for all concerned to continue with this line of conversation.
I have a dreadful feeling that you're right.
So I'll connect this last electrode up here, and I'll connect this last electrode up here.
Is he in prison?
Shh!
Is he in prison?
Fucking...
No, because Ariel murdered him before he got there. Well, it wasn't really murder, was it? It was more like self-defense, diminished responsibility, all that. I call it murder just to tease him. Hey, I'd murder my dad too if he snuck into bed every week with me from the age of 8, you know? He held a pillow over his head when he was sleeping. I see you boys have a lot in common.
I shall inform the commander about your behavior throughout this investigation. And I shall ask him to have me replace you as the number one.
Oh, really? So, what would your first step be in tying up the loose ends of this case then, Ariel?
Well, as I was going to do before you came in and said all those things, I was going to torture the prisoner with a forced electricity. Wasn't I?
Why?
Why? Because you killed all those fucking children.
See, my first step would be to ask the prisoner a number of questions pertaining the killing of the mute girl. My first question would be, Mr. Couturier, is it true? See, I'd say it sort of formal, just like that. Mr. Couturier, is it true that in acting out the story The Little Jesus, you, at one point, placed a crown of thorns on that little girl's head?
Yes, it's true.
It is true. My second question would be, did you then whip the girl with the cat of nine tails?
Yes, we did that.
We know of this.
My third question would be, did you then make her carry around a heavy wooden cross, which you then proceeded to crucify her upon?
Yes, we did that. I am a friend.
Took it all off. Did you then take this big fucking spear and stick it right in her pretty little side?
Yes.
Did you then bury this girl?
Yes.
I said we
In
know
the
of
story itself! The little girl is still alive when she was buried. Was the mute girl alive when you buried her, or was she dead?
What?
The mute girl. Was she alive when you buried her, or was she dead?
I don't know.
Pardon me?
I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know if she was alive when you buried her, or if she was dead. Right. Ariel, darling, on your way to see your friend, the commander, could you give the forensics boys a ring and tell them to hurry up a bit in case it's a live little mute girl we're getting them to dig up? Thanks, babe. How can you not know?
It was dark and it was hard to tell. She wasn't breathing that much. I think she was dead. I think she was. Well, she's got to be now, hasn't she?
Has she? Has she got to be? I don't know. I've never murdered a child and buried her in a coffin. I'd assume she was dead. I would assume, but I don't know. It just struck me as I was telling the forensics boys. All you said was you acted out a story called The Little Jesus. Now, that might be right for old Ariel. Sorry, officer, I did it! But that isn't all right for me. See, Ariel was a policeman. He polices. A police dog can police. But I'm a detective. And I sometimes like to detect.
I'm sure she's dead.
Not sure enough, though, eh? Why are you still kneeling down?
I don't know.
It just looks stupid.
Yes.
Sit back down.
About my stories and everything?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wasn't going to burn them anyway. I am a man of my word. And if a man keeps his word, I keep mine.
I know that, and I respect that. And I know that you don't care that I respect that, but I respect that.
And I respect you respect that. Aww. Look at us getting all cosy here. It's almost a shame I have to shoot you in the head in 20 minutes. No. Some of your stories, they were actually quite good. I did like some of them.
Which ones?
There was something about the Pillowman that stayed with me. there was something gentle about it. And the idea of if a child was to die alone through some accident, they weren't really alone. They had this kind, soft person with them to hold their hand and whatnot. And that it was somehow the child's choice. Made it somewhat reassuring somehow. That it wasn't just a stupid waste.
Did you lose a child?
See, unlike old Ariel, I don't share that sort of information with the condemned. Son, he drowned. He's fishing on his own. It was silly.
So what happens from here on in?
Well, we'll get word back about the mute girl. Then we'll put this hood on you. We'll take you to the room next door and we'll shoot you through the head. Wait. No, is that it? No. We'll take you to the room next door, then we'll put the hood on you, and then we'll shoot you through the head. Because if we put the hood on you first, and then take you next door, you might bump into something and hurt yourself. And that's the last thing we want.
Why the room next door? Why not here?
Room next door? No, it's just easier to mop up.
When you do it, will you just do it out of the blue? You know, like, just out of the blue? Would you give me a minute to say a prayer or something?
Well, first, I sing a song about a little pony. And then Ariel will get out his hedgehog, you know, the execution hedgehog. And you've got 30 or 27 seconds left, depending on the size of the hedgehog. If I'm going to do it out of the blue, I'm hardly going to tell you when I'm going to do it out of the blue, am I? For a supposed genius writer stroke psycho killer, you're a bit fucking thick. From when that hood goes on, you've got about 10 seconds. So, you know, keep the Latin chants to a minimum.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
No. I just want to think a few thoughts for my brother.
For your brother. Not for the 3 innocent little children that you murdered, but for your brother.
No, not for the 3 little kids I murdered, but for my brother.
And they found her.
What the hell is the matter with you? Exactly what the hell is the matter with you?
Ariel. Have they found her?
Yes, they found her.
And she was dead, right?
No,
She was still alive.
they found her nearby the wishing well. She had plenty of food and water. So did the piglets, in fact. She seemed quite happy about it all. Would you like to inform us why the mute girl's still alive?
No, I can't. I'm glad she is, though. I'm glad she is.
I believe you're glad she is. I believe you're glad she is. I believe you're glad that she is, that he fucking is. I would like to ask you a question. From a little hunch that I've just got. Of course, I'm starting getting hunches now too. Mr. Topolsky's fucking detective prowess is rubbing off on me. The little Jewish boy whose toes you cut off and let bleed to death. What colour was his hair?
What?
What colour was his hair?
Brownie black. It was a brownie black sort of colour.
It was a brownie black sort of colour. Pretty good. Considering he was a little Jewish boy, it was a brownie black sort of colour. Pretty good. It's a shame his mum was Irish. And her dad resembled a red fucking setter. Would you like any questions for the girl on the heath?
No.
No, because you didn't kill either of those children, did you?
No.
You didn't even saw those children, did you?
No.
Did you tell your brother to kill them?
I didn't know about any of this till today.
Did you tell your brother to kill your parents also?
I killed my parents.
The only killing we can definitely pin on you is the killing of your brother. I highly doubt it you'll be executed for it. But therefore, I will very carefully think before admitting the killing.
I killed my parents! I killed them!
I believe you did. But you didn't kill any children, did you? Your witness, Topolsky.
Very, work, Ariel.
Thank you, Topolsky.
Just so you know, I was happy the mute girl was still alive. I just didn't want my true emotions to come out at work, that's all.
I see.
Yeah, you see?
Mm-hmm.
So, Couturian. Just out of my own personal curiosity, just before we execute you for those 3 other murders, why'd you confess to killing the children?
You had me for the murder of Michael. As Susie found the 3rd child, you'd had me for killing my parents. I thought if I tied myself to all this like you wanted, at least I'd be able to save my stories. You know, at least I've had that.
Well, that's a shame then, isn't it?
What's a shame?
Well, our saving your stories was based on you making a truthful confession as regards to this whole sorry business. But evidently, from what you're saying now about having not killed the other 2 children, and evidently from all the green fucking paint that's been traced all over my fucking floor, your confession wasn't completely truthful, was it? And so obviously, if your confession wasn't completely truthful, your stories, they fucking burn. No! Which hold on.
I thought you took it to the room next door, and I put it on there.
No, we shoot you in here. I was just mucking around. Now could you kneel down somewhere over there, please? I don't want you to splash me.
He said, kneel down over here.
I was a good writer. That's what I wanted to be. And I was.
Was being the operative word.
Yes. Was being the, operative word.
Chahudon.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
What'd you do that for?
What did I do what for?
You said you give him 10 seconds. That wasn't very nice.
What exactly is nice about shooting a man on his knees with a bag on his head?
Even so.
Look, I've had